So now we don't want to procrastinate because we want to go into the next lesson, which is finding leads. Okay, let's talk about leads. First of all, on LinkedIn or Instagram, people aren't just sat there like, hi, my name's John and I need a mortgage. Like, they're not sat there waiting to be leads. There's people on social media, okay? We need to be mindful that these are people going about their day, going about their business, and then you come in bulldozing into their DM saying, hello, do you need a mortgage? No, we don't need that, okay? We no one wants to be pitched to in their DMs. We want to have conversations and relationships. And I am going to live on camera, okay? Keep the cameras rolling. Live on camera, I am going to show you how I generate leads for myself, whether I'm in my pajamas on the sofa, whether I'm on the train commuting in between meetings or going to an event. And yes, people can hear me. I don't care because I've got to pay my bills. So if I can hear you chewing crisps, you can hear me doing my voice notes on LinkedIn. Not a problem because I've got to take care of business. So these tasks sometimes take me 5 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, but it's 20-minute tasks that convert into 6-figure business. Okay, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to maximizing your return on social media instead of scrolling and watching cat videos, which I do too. Okay, I love a cat video, but this time we're going to scroll and we are going to make an impact and we're going to make a difference and we're going to get our return on investment. So I would like to introduce you to your friend. You have everything you need right here to run a business on the go. My leads, whenever I want to lead, I just go in here, into my phone because I've got my LinkedIn app on my phone. But for the purpose of the recording, I'm going to use my screen so you can see nice and clearly what I'm doing, but I will be using my phone as well. So obviously I know my niche. I know that I'm looking for mortgage brokers and I've made it very obvious on my profile. But how do I find them? So you see this little search bar over here? Yeah. Now in this search bar, I can look for the word mortgage broker. Now, if you know that you are looking for a sales director, if you know that a sales director is your type of client, or if you're looking for a personal trainer, okay, because they're in sports, right? And you're looking for people in the sports section, in the sports industry, you can type in those ideal target names in there. So I'm going to go ahead and type in mortgage broker. Right, now with the word mortgage broker, is going to bring up, and sorry if you see your name on there, but it's public information, but you're going to see that it gives me different categories: people, posts, services, jobs, groups, companies. Let's just focus right now on people. So I'm going to click the word people, and then it breaks it down even further into first or second or third degree connections. Now, notice that I have got the sales navigator function here, right? So this is really important that if you do not see on your screen what I can see, you are going to have a limited view and a different view to what you could potentially have when it comes to Sales Navigator. Now, at this point in the video, I will say that I have not used the free version of LinkedIn for 5 years. I've only used a paid version since day one because the free version was so limiting that I couldn't get enough traction and I couldn't get enough leads, as in I couldn't talk to enough people to convert. Without Sales Navigator, I believe you can only message or connect with 100 people a month. Okay, that's it, like 100 people a month. With Sales Navigator, I was actually able to connect with 100 people a week. That's the difference, is that not everyone's going to connect with you. So 100 people, if that in your business converts to enough business, then great. If you think you can connect with 100 people, but you're not going to get 100% success rate of connection request to acceptance rate. So it's a numbers game at the beginning, and I needed to play with the numbers because I had zero money, I had zero clients, and I needed to build up my business fast. So I did go ahead and sign up to Sales Navigator, and it's super easy to use when you know the key buttons to press, but actually it's not my favorite platform. It's not that user friendly. It's not that pretty, to be honest, but it is so valuable when it comes to generating leads and building your audience. Now, I am going to be training in this video based as on the Sales Navigator model. So I'm assuming you're going to get it, but I completely understand if you don't get it, because if you are on a tight budget and you're thinking, I don't want to spend any extra money, that's fine, but you'll just have a much more limited view in comparison to what I have. So maybe this video might help you choose whether or not you do go for Sales Navigator or not. But the good news is that if you've never had Sales Navigator before, you actually get your first month free. So it might be a good idea to maybe trial it, especially now that you're getting this coaching. It's a great way to minimize the risk of, it being a waste of money. But I promise, like for me, if you use this properly, it has so much more than paid for itself, believe you me. So I'm a big fan and I'm going to use it because we're talking about leads here, and Sales Navigator is a Sales Navigator. It's navigating me to my sales. Hello. So it allows me to see a lot of data. Like I can create sales lists. So for example, let's go into my Sales Navigator now, and I will show you that I have built customized leads list. I've built search connections. So for example, I have built a leads list of people that have got the word property finance broker in their title. Okay. So I have searched for people on LinkedIn that are called property finance broker. I have saved that as a list, and then I work my way through it, which I'm going to teach you now how to do. So I want you to go ahead now and think of the type of people you're looking to attract and what would they look like on LinkedIn. This is why it's important to have done your customer avatar document, because that document would have actually shown you what kind of job titles you need to be looking for. So for example, if you want to be looking for property investor, you go into search, and now I've got the word property investor in there, but it's showing me over 160,000 results on LinkedIn of those called property investor. However, that's too broad because that's across the US and, all countries. So what you want to do is narrow it down. So for me, I'd be clicking property investor, then I'd be going straight to geography. And in geography, I'm just going to put United Kingdom, but that's still really broad. It's like over 21,000 people called property investor on LinkedIn. So how much further could I narrow it down? So I'm going to go by connection and go second degree connection. What does that mean? First degree, if you've done the work of having actually put a lot of connections into your LinkedIn, then they will be your first degree connections. Okay, so let me break this down. So your first degree connections are people that are already connected to each other. So if you add me and we connect, you would be my first degree connection. Now the power of, so this is what you're missing if you're not doing this, is that you, by connecting with me, you can get access to my friends of friends of friends of friends. And that is called second degree connection and third degree connection. So when I click second degree connections, it means that these people are connected to you and therefore are a second degree away from me. So it means in basic terms that they are a warm audience, or warmer than a complete stranger. So we have things in common. As you can see, LinkedIn are showing me things that we've got in common, like for example, shared groups that we might be in together, or mutual connections. Like for example, me and this guy, John Davidson, we've got 125 mutual connections. So sounds like me and John could probably bump into each other at one point. Now, the other toggle that I like to use on LinkedIn is posted on LinkedIn, because when I press that toggle, the number drastically drops every time. It goes from, as you saw before, 26,000 to now 4,500. Still a big number, but I'm satisfied with that. It's much better than 26,000. So when I click this toggle here, save search to get, now that means that I've now saved my list, okay? And if I go to saved searches, you can now see that the creation that I made today, the leads list that I've created today is here. So when I click on that, this is my saved list. Now, does it mean that they need my services? No. So you could argue that's not a lead. But what this means by it being a lead is people that look like they could potentially be my ideal customer, people that look like the kind of people that I could help for sure, and people that are in my circle and in my network. So I definitely want to be engaging with them. And that's why I clicked the toggle posted on LinkedIn, because it means that they would have actually got something for me to engage with. There's a lot of users on LinkedIn with no content, and it's a bit dry and boring. I can't connect or engage with them because there's nothing to say. So I'm going to do this live now with you. So Christabel, if you are listening right now, I am coming for you. So you saw what I just did there. This is the bit about Sales Navigator that's a bit fiddly and it's a bit annoying, where basically I don't like to engage with my leads through Sales Navigator. I like to go on the main LinkedIn page. So what I do is I copy her name, I go to LinkedIn, I type that name back into LinkedIn, paste, take away the second degree connection. So just her name, and there she is. So if it wasn't for Sales Navigator, I wouldn't have been able to find her that easily. I would not have been able to come across her. So because of Sales Navigator and the keywords that I put in there, I was now able to find Christabel. So or Christabel, maybe that's how you pronounce it. So what I'm now going to do is have a quick scan of her profile. Loving the style, love those sleek. I can tell she already understands content. I can already see that she's got someone professional helping her. So maybe she doesn't need me, but that's okay. We can be friends. So I'm going to like her most recent post. And a week ago, she said, exciting update. I've just recently launched an Instagram page to document my journey in property. I'd love for my LinkedIn connections, So I'm now going to engage with her and say, welcome to the LinkedIn and Instagram world. I will definitely support you and give you a follow. Good luck with your journey. Now, this is exciting, guys, because I haven't had to overthink what to say. I didn't say, oh, well done for starting your Instagram journey. Would you like an Instagram social media manager? I'm not pitching to her. I'm commenting, which is so rare these days, guys. People just they barely like. Most people scroll and don't like. But those who like, thank you. I really appreciate you. But those who make a comment, I love you even more for that engagement, because it's so hard to get that engagement, and it really just makes you feel supported and welcome when people are actually taking notice and reciprocating that kind of value. So obviously, Christabel, bless her, a week ago, she announced that she was on 1 follower on Instagram. So I'm going to go ahead and support her. So I will go on Instagram in a minute to follow her. But notice that the value here is that Christabel, sorry, I'm getting this name wrong. Please correct me in the comments and let me know, Christabel, how to say your name. But what she can now see, can you all see on my screen that it now says Rosalia Lazara, finance and property marketing expert, social media and brand strategist, my name is now public to her audience. Anyone that's seen this post and liked it and is following it can actually also get the notification to say Rosalia Lazara has made a comment on Christabel's post. And Christabel is going to get a notification in her notifications here to say Rosalia has commented on your post. And then she's going to get a notification that I have sent her a connection request. Now, I'm going fast here because this is really important, but normally I would add a note if I felt like it was really necessary. 5 years ago, I always sent a note, like the old classic, hey, I saw that we have so much in common, let's connect. Or, hey, I feel like there could be a lot of synergy. Or, hey, I feel like I want to expand my network, let's connect. 5 years ago, that was cool, man. Like, that was really cool. But because Everyone has started to do that now. It looks spammy. So now I don't send it with a no. I'm giving you gold here, guys. Like, these are the little tactics that increase the probability of people connecting and accepting, etc. So I'm just going to send without a note. Okay. Ding, done. Now, because I'm accepting without a note, I'm sending without a note. When she connects and accepts my connection request, I'm then going to get a notification in my network that says Chrisbell has just accepted your connection request. So I'm now going to show you with someone else as an example what I would then do. This is not Chrisbell because it's happening in real time, so she hasn't accepted yet. But let me just use someone else as an example who's already accepted. So I've done that same process. I viewed their profile, I commented on their latest post, and then I sent them a connection request. So engagement, the love, the value first, then sent them a connection request. And here's what happens. So I'm going to go on my LinkedIn profile now. I'm going to pick one of my latest connections. So let's just say the first one that comes on there, which is Dean, Commercial Director, Ascot Insurance Brokers. Dean, if you're listening, shout out to you and your loved ones. I'm about to come into your inbox and send you a lovely... I found you, Dean. I'm coming in. So here's what I do, guys. Are you ready? Hi, Dean. How you doing? Happy Friday. Thank you for connecting with me. This is not a bot, so you'll be surprised to know this is not going to be a sales pitch. I just genuinely like to take some time out and say hello to people that actually connect. I feel like I've been on this platform for so many years. People just connect and don't say anything, or people connect and send you a sales pitch. So it's just a friendly hello. Welcome. I hope you enjoy my profile, my content, and I look forward to seeing what you get up to as well. Boom. That was 31 seconds, right? Dean is about to receive a voice note. This is proof. If the cameras can show this, right? Actual proof. I've sent that voice note. In fact, I can show you on my screen that I've sent, there it is, a 32-second voice note at 6:15 p.m. on a Friday. That's right, guys. By the way, I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon. I'm going to be here all evening to ensure that this video hits your screens. And when you see it, it'll be like, she has given too much value away. She has given way too much on a Friday night. That is the kind of life that I lead, because that is the kind of life that it takes. That is the kind of discipline that it takes to build something extraordinary. And I'm not famous, or unless you give me a like and a follow on YouTube, that would help. But I'm not famous or rich by any stretch of the imagination. But this is the kind of discipline and attitude that I apply to my business. But it's easy to do the right thing when you're successful, but you have to do the right thing before you get all that glamour and the glory. So this is me on a Friday night. So that's Dean. That would just be one of my styles. I don't send that kind of style to everybody, but it's the one that felt most natural and spontaneous. Okay. Now, obviously, if I knew Dean and if there was something more relevant, like, for example, I could message someone and say, oh, it was really good to see you at the event last night. Hope you enjoyed it, blah, 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 blah. Then that would have been different. But I don't know who Dean is, and I just thought I'd send him a genuine, friendly message, right? Okay, so follow that procedure. Like I've just told you, I find someone that looks like my ideal client. I then comment on their profile, comment on their posts, and then I send them a connection request. When they accept, it's all about the DMs, going into the DMs and finding a way to spark a conversation. And that's when you start getting, a nice, active, and very, very engaging and enticing feed. And that's what you want, right? That's absolutely what you want. So another way to find your ideal customers, by the way, rather than doing the one by one by one. I mean, that's my favorite way because it gets me directly into people's inbox. But another way to find your ideal customers and to find your tribe and your community is to go via the content route. So earlier I showed you, so I typed in the word mortgage broker and I went via the people route, right? So I showed you how via the toggle people, I can actually engage with people that have that in their job title. However, if I now go, instead of people, I go to posts and I look at posts that are by mortgage brokers or about mortgage brokers, I can start to see what kind of conversations are happening on social media and perhaps places that I should be showing up on. So for example, like I did here, you can see I clapped and I put a comment here on Iftika's profile. Now, Iftika is a mortgage broker, but he's also a tech innovator and he's a leading expert in AI. So I'm engaging with his profile. And then there's other people that perhaps work for lenders, like this person is a business development manager for mortgages at Barclays. So I should be engaging in that platform as well, in that section, because on that profile or on his post, there'll be other mortgage brokers, I'm sure, that are also following and watching, or other people within the industry. And of course, being connected to people in Barclays is always going to be good, right? So you can either search for your ideal customers through the people section on Sales Navigator, or you can search by posts, or you can search by events. You know, what events are happening? Like I've just typed in mortgage broker and there's nothing happening. What if I type the word money? If I look at events and money, maybe there might be some events online or near me that attract my ideal customer. So you can look at events. You could also look at groups. So again, if I type the word in mortgage broker, because that's again my ideal customer, and I look at the section groups, maybe I'll be able to find a group that has already built an audience. For example, oh, look at this, mortgage broker and real estate agents. That's 5,000 members. Or Mortgage Broker United Kingdom, that's got 8,000 members. So these forums and these groups have already been created and attracted what seem to be my ideal customers. So have a play with these toggles, because Sales Navigator and LinkedIn use it as a database. It's a database that opens the door and unlocks access globally to your potential ideal customers. Okay, these are people that I am talking to, that I want to engage with, because whether they're in property or finance or mortgages, they look like my ideal customer, because from the customer avatar document, that's who my ideal customer is. So I'm going to look for them on LinkedIn. Now, the power of commenting on people's posts really helps draw traffic back to your posts as well. So it puts your name front and center in front of these professionals. So Douglas, one of the creators in my space, you know, I really like him. I really like what he does. Just by accident, he happens to be here at the top of my feed, and he's put 7 business laws applied to property that you already know, but sometimes forget. So this looks like an interesting article. And, you know, he's got a lot of thought into this. You know, he's gone into a lot of detail and people are commenting on it. So great reminder, great points. So right now, because I'm recording this, I would spend a little bit more time thinking, what shall I say? But for now, I'm just going to say great points there, Doug. Okay, that's not a great comment, guys. I'm just going to do it on purpose, right? I'm doing it on purpose to show you that it's not really a great comment, because it's not opening up the conversation. It's not opening up the dialogue. I'm doing it in a rush, but don't we all? We all do that. However, even as a bare minimum, although that's not really optimal, as a bare minimum, what that is telling LinkedIn is I want to see more of Douglas's posts. Yeah, I want to see more of what he's posting about. Connector. So it's training the algorithm to know that I am interested in seeing more of Doug's posts. Okay, now let me show you some more magic. Okay, earlier when I was looking at Christ Bell's profile, did anyone spot what was happening here on the right hand side where it says more profiles for you? The algorithm is doing the hard work for me. Once you put in the effort and you do these bare minimum tasks that I'm telling you to do, the algorithm is being trained by you. It knows, okay, Roz, you've been looking at Doug, who is a quantity surveyor, a commercial valuer, or you've been looking at Christ Bell, who is a real estate agent and business owner. You might be interested in Wes Boswell, who is a property investor. Why, yes, how did you know? I am interested in connecting with Wes. So now the algorithm is giving me suggestions and showing me people that look like my ideal customer, because it's learning my behavior. It's learning that I don't know who Wes is, But LinkedIn think that me and Wes have something in common here. Yes, we do. We have mutual connections. He's a property investor. So what do you think I'm going to do? Once again, I am going to look at his most recent content. Unfortunately, he hasn't posted in like 10 months. So I'll probably just like that. There's not much more I can do. So I'll just like. It's a bit weird to comment on something from 10 months ago. But then I'll just send him a connection request and off it goes. So I've done the same thing there. Now, the algorithm, again, is helping me discover who my ideal customers are. So again, here it says people similar to Wes. Oh, look, Kush, property investor. Yes, please. Liz Curtin. Yes, please. Property investor. Alajos or Alejos. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I hope you liked my effort there, my accent. I want to connect with all these people. They look like my ideal customers. So yes, please, but I don't connect without engaging as well. So 6 months ago, not posting very much. Maybe he needs me. VJ, he's a mortgage and protection broker. Let's have a look if he's hasn't posted. So this is why Sales Navigator helps me get there quicker, because it shows me people who have posted and therefore makes my experience with them a bit more engaging. So engagement is king. Okay, where they used to say content is king, content is queen, king, whatever. Yes, absolutely. But engagement is so powerful, because if you just post and you just post and ghost, then there's no point in even posting, because you're not talking to anyone. This is social media. You've got to be engaging with people. So find who your customers are, find them on LinkedIn, send them a connection request, voice note, message, get in the DMs, but make sure you're getting into the comments section as well.